Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Meet the Ferrum team. My name is Tom, I'm from the marketing team here at Ferrum Network, and please welcome Nick Hellman, who's the Crypto Incubation Advisor. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad. I'm super excited because also you're an influencer, right?
Right. I've been doing it now for a while, so I'm sure we'll get into that and kind of see where the overlap was and how I got involved with Ferrum Network from an early stage to now actually full-time with the project.
Super. That's great. That's great. So we can start with, if you can just give us an overview of your crypto journey, how it all started. How did you become the crypto influencer? Give us all the details.
Yeah, so I started crypto in 2016. I worked for a traditional firm in institutional finance. The IT guy actually was like, hey, you're a gamer. You should start, when you're not using your gaming computer, start mining this stuff called cryptocurrency. So I started getting involved with that and mining some of these small altcoins. Then I kind of scaled it up to putting GPU miners in my house. So I was kind of on that side of the crypto market to start. As I started doing more research, then I got more down the never-ending wormhole of cryptocurrency. I went public with another local businessman here in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I'm from, in 2017, and we launched LearnCrypto.io, which is kind of an educational and trading platform. We have the Twitter accounts, the YouTube account. We have trading courses that are free and for sale. And we do have a private group as well at patreon.com/learncrypto. And once we launched these products and kind of this help, that's when the community really blew up. And that's when I guess I became kind of a micro influencer in the space and really fostering the education and journey for people like-minded who wanted to make money and utilize cryptocurrency and the technology behind it. There's always something new to learn in cryptocurrency. And I would say, for as much as I help that community, they helped me as well because it kept me organized. It kept me up to date because they'd be like, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? And that's kind of where we're at now. 6 or 7 years later, still learning, still kind of educating new and OG players in the space, and excited to continue to do that here.
Wow. Okay. That's good. That's good. And so, with all the initiatives that you've got going on, how did you end up working at Ferrum?
So I was in Ferrum. It was an investment decision by myself to the private group that we run early on in Ferrum's, probably pretty near launch. We're in at $0.015, $2.50, $5.50, 10 cents for Ferrum before any of the other utilities really came into play. Then I actually got on a couple calls with Ian. Hit it off pretty well, actually helped create the landscape of the FRMX token that was airdropped to Ferrum holders back then. And then recently in December, we went to a DeFi conference. We met up with Ian and the team. We had a nice private dinner, kind of hit it off and said, hey, I've been recommending an investment in Ferrum for a long time. I help token economics with FerrumX. Maybe we can go to the next level and see if we can continue to produce some really good winners for the community as far as incubation and pre-sale opportunities. And I know you guys got the mainnet coming, and couple interviews, couple conversations, and here we are now.
Okay. Do you know what? I actually absolutely love the way, the crypto space actually works. It's all about the people. It's all about the skill sets. It's all about good networking and good partnerships between just normal people. And
Right.
That's how great things, being made, really.
There's so many opportunities in the crypto space for just genuine and honest people. If you're just genuine, honest, and you put in the research and the time, whether you're good at social media, marketing, research, high-level technical development, there's something for everybody. There's always new projects out there. So you just got to meet people, put the network out there. I think, I've known Ian now for 2-3 years. The relationship at first was just, hey, this is a co-founder. I talked to him to see if this is a good investment thesis. And now 3 years later, it's turned into, a paid job and really trying to help the Ferrum community and the Ferrum token grow. So I think people just need to keep that in mind. Just always be honest, be ethical, be moral, and you'll succeed in this space, whether in the capacity of investment or in the capacity of, hey, I want to go full-time crypto and I want to work in crypto. That's really how you get it done.
Yeah. And that's a very good point. And you actually mentioned the new crypto projects that just emerged, in the space. And you're all at Ferrum, you're a crypto incubation advisor. So what does it actually mean? What's your day-to-day kind of job?
Yeah. So crypto incubation advisor, I'm new on the team. If you guys watch Nate's video, we have a lot of overlap in what we do there. And we also work with Nick Odio and the co-founder Ian directly. So whether we're pitched by a community member or by another person in the network of cryptocurrency, we'll be pitched a project. We kind of read a pitch deck. If it catches our interest a little bit, Then we'll start a preliminary meeting with them, the first meeting. We'll meet their founders or meet their teams. We'll see if they're anon or if they're willing to go on camera, and we'll let them pitch the project. Well, they'll tell us what their idea is, how far along they are they looking to do fundraising, and then we kind of build a relationship from that. If there's any way Ferrum can help out, then we'll hop on board. There's a couple ways that Ferrum helps on that side of things. And I think it's interesting because the community members maybe only see the pre-sale opportunity, but they don't know what goes into it behind. So first of all, there's a ton of calls. Then we decide whether, hey, is this really early stage? And Ferrum will actually be an advisor for the project over the long term, the long haul, helping to kind of produce their marketing materials, help them build the team, help them introduce to VCs, so forth and so on and so forth. That's really the kind of the nuts to bolts, top tier thing that Ferrum can do for projects. If they are doing fundraising and we think the token economics are good, we think it's going to have really good long-term potential, then we do bring that opportunity, investment opportunity to the community members. So if you hold a certain amount of Ferrum and a certain amount of FRMX, you actually get to invest in brand new projects at the seed round, the private round, investments that are, you look back at Solana and you're like, how do these people buy in for $1 or 50 cents? Well, these are the opportunities that we try to provide you. And we found a lot of success. The biggest success recently that a lot of people got involved in was probably Network. We brought that to the community at a 9-cent valuation, and it actually went as high as I think $7.50. They had 3 staking contracts where you were earning 100% APR. So you can figure out the multiples on that and the opportunity simply by being a loyal FRM and FRMX holder. And then if we don't see, we're not that interested in the project, or we don't think it fits our community raise, we do have white label solutions, white label technology at Ferrum that we do offer these projects, whether it's staking contracts. We have very good staking contracts, no hacks. We've had 140 different projects use them. We also have leaderboard functionality, and we're launching new projects coming up very soon with the launch of our mainnet and Crucible. And what this does, it's like, hey, we like the idea. We don't really have the throughput to advise you guys, and we don't think that we can help you with fundraising, but we do have development tools that maybe will help your project succeed. That does come at a cost. Now, the perk to FRM holders there is if somebody pays for staking, for example, a percentage of that revenue actually goes to buy back FRM and FRMX off the open market, again, providing another utility for their loyal holders here at Ferrum Network. So really, there's 3 branches. We can either advise projects, we can invest in projects, or we can provide some of our tech to up-and-coming projects. If we bring them on board, then we do weekly meetings with these projects. So I don't want people to think we're just another launch pad where we just, here, pump it out. Hopefully you guys make some money. See you later. When we take on a project, we're really staying with them for the duration of it to not only ensure the success of that project, but we do know that the Ferrum network community is really relying on us for that project to have utility, the token to do well in price, and then everybody to have a good time.
Nice. That's actually great. Thank you so much for this insight. Like, I think that just like me, a lot of people in the community are so curious regarding, what's happening behind the scenes, like before the projects actually go live, before they launch, what's the process. So thank you so much for giving us this insight. Like, just like me, you're quite new to the core Ferrum team, but you've mentioned that you've been involved with Ferrum for quite a long time as well, with, the launch of a Ferrum X token, and so on. So what would you say currently at this moment? Obviously, in a couple of months, or maybe in like 6 months, we're going to review all this, and we're going to record another video, basically, just to see how things change in the next months. But what would you say is your biggest or like most significant win so far with Ferrum?
Well, I think I mentioned Network. We've had a lot of great pre-sales. So if I was to come on here and say, oh, guys, get FRM and we get all these pre-sales and they're all winners, well, that would be a lie. Like, you can look historically, but I will say that the winners in terms of number far exceed any break-evens or losers, and the multiples of some of the winners like Bondly, BSC Launchpad, Network are very, very substantial. And again, I think right now Ferrum Network, as far as market capitalization, is priced as a launchpad because a lot of people don't realize what is coming. And we'll probably talk about that in a little bit with Crucible and mainnet and whatnot. But I think this is just a really good token utility. And I kind of took it for granted before I actually came on as a crypto incubation advisor, because now I know everything that goes on behind the scenes. And I'm more willing to get involved in each and every pre-sale that is offered and hold them for a longer duration of time. But Yeah, I think the biggest win to date would probably be Network. Like I said, in at 9 cents, got as high as 750. We got access to land ownership. I think I see the Ferrum Network Castle behind you. That's actually going to be in Network's metaverse whenever it launches. And we got, trucks and planes, and I bought a yacht for the Learn Crypto community. And I think that was just a really great opportunity, a really great sector, and something, Ferrum was very early on that before you see any of these other influencers talk about it, any of these other launch pools. And that's why the pricing that they got in on for the community was so much better than that of so many other communities or the public launch. And hopefully, now that I'm on board, we can keep finding those for the community. And we're going to be, it's more about quality than quantity here. And we're really going to be focusing on tier 1 projects to bring to you guys and really work hard to make sure they're a success.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And you actually mentioned the Crucible, the mainnet as well. Now, you've probably seen the roadmap for 2022. It's the first quarter of 2022 is actually coming to an end very soon. We've got a lot of exciting initiatives to be launched very, very soon. But just looking back at the roadmap, what do you find most exciting, what we're working on here at Ferrum?
Well, Crucible, of course, is exciting, but even myself right now, as it's in testnet, I haven't fully wrapped my head around it. So I know it's going to take a bit for retail investors and users to wrap their head around it, unless we get the UI and UX so easy that they don't even need to know what's going on behind the scenes. But that is going to be a really good utility for FRM and FRMX, and really should provide a lot of value to current and future holders that participate over there, because it's going to allow you to get yield off, farming yield from your holdings while also still being eligible for pre-sales. So right now the issue is, if you go on ApeSwap, there's an FRM and BNB farm and you can earn 40% APR, but now you're not eligible for pre-sale. So people are having to choose what they want to do. And we don't think that's fair or provides as much value for token holders. So with Crucible, you're going to be able to do both at once: earn yield, be eligible for pre-sales, and have a lot of other opportunities. So that is very big. But mainnet is what excites me the most, because mainnet, think of it like Polygon or Avalanche or Solana or BSC. Once you start getting projects building on your platform and users over there, the value expectancies of your tokens are immeasurable. They're immense. You're going to be in the top 100. You're going to do all these things. And what's unique about Ferrum's mainnet, it's not really a layer 2 solution. It's really focusing on being an interoperable network where people can launch tokens and smart contracts across all the other popular networks, all very easily with a click of a button, which right now just currently doesn't exist. You have to use a lot of bridges. The bridges sometimes break down or don't have the right liquidity. So with the mainnet launch, if we're incubating a project, we can be like, hey, you can launch on Ferrum's mainnet, because we can also give you access to BSC and Avalanche users and Solana users. And that's something that doesn't exist yet today. So that's really going under the radar. It's not even going to hit, register for people until it's in action, kind of like what we saw with BNB. BNB was $22. BSC launched, and like a month or two later, people are like, oh, wow, I need BNB for everything. And we went up to $600. So this isn't a video about investment thesis or price appreciation, but it's just basic token economics and token utility that we've seen in this ecosystem. And that's why it's so exciting to me. And that's why I think Ferrum mainnet really is the opportunity for Ferrum to take itself to the next level, from being viewed as a launch pad or an incubator project to really fully encompassing everything. Being seen as we have Ferrum Ventures with the VC, then we'll also have the incubator still, and we'll have a mainnet, and we'll have DeFi tools with Crucible, as well as white label products with our staking services. And now you have a full ecosystem of revenue generating projects where FRM and FRMX are at the core of everything.
That's great explanation, honestly, on this. And it just proves once again, every single video that we make, how powerful and how game-changing for Ferrum Network the Crucible and the mainnet is actually going to be. And you also made a good point here. This is not a video about investment theses and strategy advice. However, we do want to get to know you much better, especially our community members. So what are the projects aside of Ferrum, obviously, you find quite exciting? What other crypto projects are there? Obviously, you can choose and pick, also from the incubation.
Right. So Ferrum, of course, is exciting. There is some, I think there's 3 or 4 tier 1 incubation projects that are getting close to community raises. Some we've already done for team raises and GC raises. I'm not going to say those names only because I don't know if that's really public yet. But for current FRM and X holders, be excited because there's some tier ones that you're going to be really excited for, or maybe you want to tier up and get to the next level so you can increase that allocation. But other projects in the crypto space that interest me, number one is Atom and Osmo. So they've really been scaling up their layer 2 solution, and the Osmosis protocol allows you to pair up Atom and Osmo and earn DeFi rewards. And it's been very stable for us. And I think Atom is going to have a really good 2022. It's really going to be one of the top performers in the space as far as mid cap and large cap projects are concerned. I think it's going to, catch up with ADA and BNB and Avalanche and some of these. On a little bit smaller side, one of my favorites for a very long time, been talking to them for a long time, is Horizon. That's ZEN. The reason I'm bullish on them is for the same reason I'm bullish on Ferrum. They're actually launched a mainnet of sorts called Zendu. They are going to have an interoperable mainnet similar to Ferrum. It's not going to be to where you can launch on all these other chains, but each individual person that wants to launch a token can have their own private or public blockchain on top of their mainnet. And that's where the key differentiation is. They are going to have private functionality. We're seeing with everything going on in Ukraine and around the world, where people's banks can just be hijacked, where exchanges are just taking people's money, that some of these privacy-focused projects are going to come to the forefront because users want to protect their identity, they want to protect their funds, and they want to have optional privacy when utilizing some of these decentralized exchanges and mainnets and building their own tokens. So that's one that I really like. Now, the reason I like that is I know Rob Viglione, the co-founder there, and I've been working to try to get Horizon and Ferrum to kind of collaborate together. The reason being is they launched a mainnet, meaning there's going to be projects that are interested in utilizing their technology and launching over there. And well, Ferrum, we have an incubation project. So maybe we can be the advisors of some of these new projects, add Zendu to the Ferrum bridge. And then maybe in the future, Zendu will be one of the optional blockchains or networks in which people who use Ferrum mainnet can actually launch to utilizing smart contract functionality. So the whole thing here is tying Ferrum's mainnet to as many of these other existing and new layer 2, layer 3, layer 1 scaling solutions. And it's a win-win for everybody involved. They get our expertise. They can utilize our incubation process for new projects on their network. And then we get to be partners with the biggest and the best crypto projects around and really garnish support from their users and community. So that's kind of something we've been working on. And those are kind of the two projects that I think for mid cap and large cap are going to have a good 2022, 2023.
Wonderful. Long you so much for that. And we come into the final question, because obviously you've been in the space for quite a long time now, and you're aware of the ups and downs and what's actually been happening in the market. What would you say? What advice would you give to someone who's literally just starting their crypto journey?
A couple things. A, you need to really take your time. So I get people all the time like, I got 10,000. What am I buying? You don't want to deploy it all at once. First of all, go to Coinbase or whatever it is and maybe do 1,000 a week for 10 weeks. And what this does is this gives you a reason to research, find new projects, find new influencers on Twitter, YouTube, whatever, and then deploy your capital as you're learning. If you put all 10,000 in at once, now your portfolio is kind of locked into that. You have no incentive to do more research. You have no incentive to find new projects. So I always recommend when you first start to kind of split up, and then you'll be research. Now you're 10 weeks of research into crypto. Your portfolio is maybe 5 projects rather than 1. And you really got a better understanding of what you're investing in and can utilize maybe some of these DeFi or staking options and let your money work for you. A lot of people just will buy one asset, sit on it, forget about it. And yeah, if the market cycle does well, you could do well, but you're not taking full advantage of all the opportunities in the space. I think another thing is too, people jump in and they're like, oh, I see all these headline articles about this guy's a billionaire now, a millionaire, whatever it may be. Realize I've been doing this for 7 years, and every day I'm still learning something new. Every day there's new projects coming to the space, and there's new project ideas that are being pitched to us. So this isn't something you can just read one time, like read a book and now you know it. This is something you got to continue each and every day, once a week. Maybe you set some time aside on a Saturday, and you have to dedicate yourself to research or find the people who are doing the research for you that you trust and believe in. Don't get down on yourself. Bear markets like this, people panic, sell out. I'm never going back to crypto, or hurts them mentally or ruins the relationships. If you wake up and crypto's down or you're down some money, then just close your app, step away for a day or two, and just don't even look at it. Come back when you're refreshed and ready to really give it another go and ready to absorb that information. Because if you're just staring at the screen depressed, you're not actually learning anything. You're not making any good investment decisions, and your wife or your girlfriend's probably hating you for it. So sometimes doing nothing and stepping away and going outside is the best thing you can do in the crypto market. Even for somebody like me who runs a private group, if we're in a bad trade, that's tough on me, and I've been doing it for a long time. So don't think it's out of the normal. And I've had plenty of times where I'm like, Ian, I can't do this last call. I need to go get some dinner, chill out, and refocus, and I'll be back tomorrow. And that's from somebody who's been doing it forever. So, don't get discouraged, and realize it's a long journey in crypto. You're still super early, and there's so many opportunities to get involved from an investment perspective or a working perspective. So it's all about building that network, interacting with people on Twitter, YouTube. That's just what's so unique about the space, is the availability of the top players in the space is there. My DMs are open. So many people's DMs are open. Just comment on a post, and you never know what's going to happen. Join a community, and you never know what's going to happen. So just take it one day at a time. Make sure you at least dedicate yourself 30 minutes, an hour a day, and just grind it out for as long as you can.
That's good. That's inspirational and very wise. Thank you. And that was meant to be the last question, but the last question that I actually have right now, for everyone that don't follow you yet, where can we find you?
So on Twitter, it is Crypto Hitman. I'm sure that'll be in the link below.
It will be
also,
in the description.
If you want to access myself and then Todd Butterfield, who's my business partner since 2016, it is LearnCrypto.io. And from there, it's kind of a portal to everything we do, whether it's Twitter, whether it's a YouTube channel, the Patreon private group, trading courses that we have. So if you want me to help you out, join the community. Obviously, Ferrum is one of the main portfolio holdings over there. So if you want to get involved, kind of get a jump start, join the group, and we'll follow you along. We'll let you know when the allocations are available for you to claim. We'll let you know if we're selling them, if we're buying them, if we're staking them, and kind of help you in your journey. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to have this overlap with Ferrum, because anybody who joins the Ferrum community can get the other side of the help from me on general market conditions. And anybody who joins me organically on that side, I always recommend Ferrum as a portfolio holding to get involved, because I believe in the space, and I wouldn't work for a project that I didn't believe in, regardless of the pay, regardless of the benefits or the opportunities. There's only so much time in a day, and I'm allocating, many hours in a day to Ferrum Network, because I believe in what they're doing and the opportunities it provides for their holders and their community members.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, that's great. That's good. That's really good. Nick, thank you so much for answering all of our questions. The link to Nick's Twitter is going to be obviously in the description as well. Nick, thank you so much, guys. Come and join the community, and you can always ask Nick some more questions on Telegram. Thank you so much, Nick, for your time.
Thanks for having me. It's a good time, and I'll see you guys soon.